Hey, what's going on, guys? Back again here with another hand from our Discord group, and we're playing a 1-2 game here with a $5 straddle. So under the gun, limps here, or sorry, he raises to 25, and the lag comes along with the call. So it's our first decision here. Actually, pretty interesting. What do you think about this between squeezing and calling? Obviously, we're never going to be folding.
No, definitely not folding. Beautiful hand. King, queen, and hearts. This is one of my favorite hands, and I would always put in the squeeze play here, because we already know that the caller never has a strong hand. He never has ace king or queens or kings or aces. We have a pseudo Broadway hand that is playing perfectly in position with initiative, and hopefully we can get heads up on the flop, because then it's way easier to maneuver, and even if not, we still play the pot with initiative and a strong hand. But if we just call, we open the door that people behind us call or squeeze. And yeah, I would definitely prefer to play this hand heads up or three-handed, but definitely not four or five-way, because then we need to hit something. But if we play heads up, it's also possible to take down the pot without hitting anything.
For sure.
But yeah, unfortunately, Hero decided to flat call. I think when we are on the button or in the big blind, it could be okay. Even then, I would definitely prefer a squeeze. But especially here in the earlier position, I would always come in for the squeeze play. Yeah, button also makes the call, so four way to the flop. And yeah, we see a nice looking flop. So we flop two overcards, a gut shot, and the second nut flush draw. Yeah, the open raiser checks, leg goes ahead and bets half pot, 50 bucks. Yeah, what do you think is the best play, call or raise?
Yeah, so he had a note that this guy was coming in betting flops a ton with like any type of pairs and even just no equity hands.
Hmm.
So keeping that in mind, it's actually pretty interesting because I actually don't mind just calling here sometimes against this type of player and just hoping they blast off when the draws hit. Because obviously, if his range is so weak, then with so much equity, we don't mind. We definitely don't mind keeping his range as wide as we can. But it's obviously also fine just to raise here because it is multi-way. So we don't mind making other people fold hands like 9x, maybe some weak jack X, other like gut shots and stuff like that. So I really think either play is fine here.
Yeah, also think raising some combo draws is totally legit. If we have a hand like ace 10 in hearts, I would definitely more often call flop, that's for sure. And yeah, Hero decides to raise small, which is definitely fine, given villain's betting range and sizing. Really like that. And yeah, we make our flush on the turn. It's a 9 in hearts, so now we only lose to full houses and ace-high flushes. Besides that, we should have the winning hand. And now the interesting thing starts. Villain goes ahead and bets, what is it, 60% pot? Yeah, something like this. 60% pot, he bets 250 bucks. Yeah, and again, do you think our hand is strong enough to rip it, or should we just call? I mean, we still have a lot of money behind, right? 1.2k in a 1-2 game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely just want to be calling here all day because, again, he might have some random bluffs. We want to keep those in if he has a hand like 10-8, Queen 10 suited, something like that, right? So you want to keep those hands in. And then you also have to be aware that he still can have better value. Even if he's a lag player, there's definitely full houses out here as well as nut flushes. So obviously our hand is very strong, but it's kind of in that mid range once he donks out where it's like we're very happy, but we're not willing to go broke here right away.
Yeah, also think he can have all the ace-high flushes, so I would definitely also prefer to just call flop. And Hero also decided to call, which is nice. River's a brick. And Villain again bets around 60% pot, 500 bucks. And it's important here to understand that it's still a huge bet. Yes, there was a button strategy to 5 bucks, but it's still a 1-2 game. Those players are just playing really, really deep, and 500 bucks is still a 250 big blind wager on the river. So I think just ripping here would be an overplay. So yes, sometimes Villain will have a hand like 5, 6 in hearts, but mostly he will have a better flush or other strong hand. And of course, when Villain is bluffing with a hand like Queen 10, really hard to get value from Queen 10, right? So I think calling on the river is in order to not isolate ourselves against a stronger range. And he can also have some full houses, because still jacks, nines, fours, jack nine suited is an option. Maybe even jack nine off, given that he only called an open raise preflop. That are also some combinations. So I would definitely love to see a call on the river and not a raise. And yeah, this is what Hero did. I think he really played it well. And our opponent showed 10-8 in hearts. So this hand definitely makes some sense when we see it now. So as you see, our opponent had a super nice hand on the flop, open-ended straight flush draw. But of course, multi-way, those hands decrease a little bit in value because there are so many better straight and flush draws available. And yeah, we just drilled a nice turn card and we were able to extract a lot of value. And of course, when villain checks turn, we are also betting big, and same story on the river. So don't be too greedy and think about which value hands do I beat. Does my opponent have better value hands? And when we had ace, queen, and hearts, different story. Obviously, we are always shoving because now we beat all the flushes. But here the problem is that villain will also have a lot of hard flushes, ace-high hard flushes, and we lose to all of them.
Yeah, for sure. So well played hand, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, see you guys. Bye-bye.